Hi everyone, how are you? I'm hoping everyone is good. I haven't put up a video in a while, so I thought that I would do that. So sorry it's been so long. I've been really busy, busy at work, busy. A lot of my time is focused on either work or my new stomach, which sounds crazy, but it is like kind of a job in itself, at least initially, while you're kind of relearning everything. Duchess, I will feed you after this. Sorry, my chihuahua's hungry. Um, so, yeah, I know. Okay, sit down. Down you go. Down, stay down. Go on your bed. She's really obedient. She's here. Come here. Come here. Say hello to everyone. This is Duchess. Say hello. Say hello, Duchess. Say yes. She's a bit sooky. She likes to be held. So I might do this vlog holding Duchess. Okay? You make sure I don't forget anything. Yes, I know. Okay. So where was I? 6 weeks post-op. Yeah, new stomach's kind of like a job in itself. Relearning what I can and can't eat. So what's happened over the last 6 weeks? Well, I am now on soft food. No, actually I'm on normal food. So I went to the surgeon on Friday the 30th of June and saw the surgeon and the dietitian, and they both cleared me for normal food, yay. So I've started having some normal food, however cautiously, because I found a few things sit really heavy, like chicken breast, for example, sits quite heavy, even if I chew it heaps. So yeah, I found that out the hard way. So basically, what the surgeon explained to me is that your stomach can hold about 125 mils of liquid, and that's water. So things like milk, they're more dense, can hold less. And then food-wise, it kind of varies between what you're eating, but it's not much at this point, especially being back on normal food. So yeah, I found out the hard way that chicken breast doesn't sit lightly on my stomach. So over the last 3 weeks, I've thrown up about 3 times. And that's just because I think a combination of things. I think I've eaten too quickly, and then I've not allowed my stomach to get full before consuming more. And I think, yeah, I've eaten too quickly, and I think I've eaten too much because I've eaten too quickly, if that makes sense. It's been a learning curve. I still sort of am tending to lean towards softer food naturally, because I am still healing. Sorry. Okay, she's like a baby. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'm tending to lean more towards softer food. So I did some good food prep. I found a couple of really good Facebook pages and groups on Facebook that have great food inspiration. So I've been sort of doing some meal preps, made some nice soft protein quiches, and these really healthy mountain bread sausage rolls, and protein muffins and protein balls, and because protein's really important. And trying to meal prep my lunches, but I still am only having 3 meals a day, and I usually try and have a shake for every breakfast, or sometimes I might have protein milk and wheat bix. But yeah, I try to have a shake because it's got really good, like the Opti shakes, because they've got really good vitamins and protein, and liquids just in general go down easier, and I'm still enjoying them ish. And they're convenient, so I usually just grab one of those, and then I'm only having lunch, and at the moment I'm having one little quiche about that big. It's probably the size of a patty cake, maybe slightly bigger, and that I am full on for lunch. And then I've been having the same for dinner. I try and vary it as much as possible. One thing I've found with food so far is in my taste buds. I don't know if they've changed so much as I get sick of things really quickly. So, I spent a whole day prepping the other weekend, and Todd ended up eating most of it because I'd had I'd have one and I'd enjoy it, and then I'd go off them. And I've done that with so much. Surprisingly, I still like the Opti shakes, well, can tolerate them, but everything else, I have one of it, and then I'm scratching my head trying to think of new foods that I can try because, you know, yeah, I just go off it straight away, which is super weird. Okay, so I covered that. I'm still not getting enough water in, but I see that from what I read on the Facebook groups that that's a general consensus. So I used to love water. I used to scull water, but I would only like it cold. Now it's a chore. I don't really I don't really enjoy it like I used to. You know, that real thirst quenching scull where you just, can't get enough of it. I don't get that anymore, and I'm probably dehydrated. Um, so that's a bit concerning. I'm trying, but I know I'm not alone. There's a lot of people that are experiencing that, so that's kind of a work in progress. Um, I have started walking, which the surgeon advised me to do. Actually, when I saw him, he's like, "Okay, that's great that you're walking now. Now start jogging." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, no, actually, his words were start sprinting, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, well, baby steps." So I've walked pretty much since like surgery. Like I obviously waited till I was probably maybe a couple of weeks, and then I started walking, and been doing that, just slowly building up what I can do, because I'm not as exhausted anymore, which is really good. I have a lot more energy, um, and so because I feel lighter because I've lost weight. I everything's not as laboured anymore, so that's really good. So I have been walking, and for the first night, on I think Tuesday this week, Todd and I went for a bit of a jog slash walk slash jog slash walk. I couldn't go very far, but I got my heart rate up and I did what the surgeon asked, so I felt good about that. Yeah, so that's really good. Um, and I suppose um, over the 6 weeks since surgery, it's been quite a mental battle for me. Um, it's, to be honest, been um, exhausting mentally, just to really focus on getting the right nutrients in, and then being around social things, and then just even at home with Todd having these beautiful large meals that smell amazing. It's been really hard. At times, like I wouldn't say it's hard all the time. It's up and down. So it's quite up and down emotionally. Been a bit of a mind fuck, I should say. And while I'm still really happy and I'm still really glad of the decision, no regrets. It hasn't been smooth sailing the whole way, and I guess that's probably why it's taken a longer time to put a video together, because I'm still coming around, or getting to terms with my new stomach, and you know, I change my mind a number of times throughout the day how I'm feeling about it. If I overeat or if I've thrown up, I'm like, Jesus, I just was enjoying that bit of food so much, and I've got to really not push my stomach to its limits. So I have thrown up 3 times. I have been in severe chest pains, where I've had to make myself throw up because the food. So basically, there's not a lot of room between the end of your esophagus that meets your new sleeve pouch. There's not a lot of. It's called the sphincter, and that opening to the esophagus is basically if you've overeaten and the food is kind of like full in your pouch, it doesn't go down into the small intestine. It obviously still has to get processed. So it kind of sits, it kind of sits in your, okay, darling, okay. It kind of sits, okay, you hop down. It kind of sits in your esophagus and puts a lot of pressure on your throat and your chest. So I've had before some really, really excruciating chest pains. So that's been a bit fucked. So now I'm like super cautious and just try not to overeat, and especially when I try new foods. But that's enough on food. But one last thing I suppose I would say is that just at the moment, right now, how I feel about food, the joy of eating is pretty much gone for me at the moment. Eating is quite a chore. Yeah, kind of over food. And I fluctuate between that, but just at the moment, I think in these early stages, food does not equal enjoyment, because you don't have time to enjoy it. It's 4 or 5 bites and you're full, and that time while you're eating those 4 or 5 bites, you're constantly thinking, am I leaving enough time between each bite? Am I chewing it thoroughly enough? How is this going to sit? I can't have liquid with this. There's a lot of thought process that goes around eating, and so it loses its enjoyment because you're on eggshells, basically, overanalyzing it to death. But that's just now. I'm a positive person, and it takes a lot to get me down, especially when you see the scales. So typical day so far for food for me is, for the last few days I've been having one of those shakes, the Opti shakes, for breakfast. I'll have a coffee before that, probably on the way to work, and then at about 10 I'll have an Opti shake, and then at about 1 or even 2 I'll have a small little quiche, because it's got the egg and the protein, but it's made on these wonton wrappers. They're really good, they're really light. And then at dinner I might have another quiche, and that's it. And they're tiny, they're like little patty cake sizes, and that's it. Because I don't want to push it, and because the dietitian said not to push it, and that's how things are at the moment, and I accept that. That's where that is. But I'm waffling now. I'll move on lastly to results. So tomorrow I'll put up like a before and after from the date of surgery to now. So I won't like stand up now and show you anything because it's kind of a bit hard to do that. But I will put up a before and after photo so you can see the weight loss. But my stats are, so 6 weeks today since surgery, so I've lost like 10.5 kilos since surgery, so 10.5 kilos in 6 weeks, and from my highest weight I have lost 22 kilos, so I am now a 95.3, I think it was this morning, so that's, pretty amazing. I don't think I've ever lost weight that quickly, and so it's kind of hard to be completely negative with results like that. I do feel amazing, and I don't regret the decision one bit, but there's challenging times, and at the moment the good outweigh the bad, and I would still recommend this. It's just, it's not, it has its challenges, I would say, but I'm really happy and I feel amazing. I have a lot of energy, a lot of great support of family around me, and I just thought it was time to update everyone on how I was going, and if anyone's ever thinking of this, I'm an advocate, basically, in a nutshell. So Okay, well, I will check in again soon, and tomorrow I'll put up a before and after shot. Hope everyone is well. Take care of everyone and each other, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.